Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to VanillaTV live at i46 all weekend. So now we are moving into the later stages of this Tier 2 tournament here. All the group stages were rounded up last night. Unfortunately, there was no shock losses for anyone, and no one really went out of the tournament that we wouldn't have already expected to, I'm afraid. So our first game of the day, we do have a long day for you indeed, will be Punchline versus Elemental Violence. So Punchline, obviously one of the lower seeds of the higher group. So what I mean by that is that they are one of the better teams here, but they are not the best, if you understand me. And they're going to play against Elemental Violence, who we did see yesterday. Who did we see them against, Arx? Do you remember?
You know, I don't actually remember. It was
Nitros. No, Zethzio. The Nitros. It was Nitros, actually.
Yeah, that's the one.
And I think that finished 5-0 in the end.
Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting game to spectate, let's put it that way.
Well, it's gonna be our favourite map again, Arx.
Snakewater.
Yeah. One that's really actually quite good for our speed rounds, so we're trying to fit something in. We will see though. I haven't seen Punchline all of this tournament just yet, so I'm really looking forward to seeing PlaPla, Flippy and Tech to see how they are. I'm a big fan of the French teams here, so I think Punchline could cause some upsets.
They're nice guys, aren't they? We've been to a few LANs with them, seen them, played with them, and yeah, they're just a nice group of guys.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they're nice enough guys. So I don't really. I don't know. First time I've seen HeadHunter play in a while though. I remember playing against HeadHunter when we used to just snipe and 2-fort for hours on end, and he just used to shout at us.
He used to sit on. Yeah, he came on the 2-fort server with us a lot, and that was always good fun.
Yeah. Right. So we're really just about ready to go here. We need to tell Punchline that we're ready to rock and roll. We do have all 12 players on the server. So Arx, do you want to just run us through the lineup?
Okay,
right. Lineup. Sorry.
Yep. Okay, right. So for Punchline, we do have Flippy, we do have Tech36, we do have K3, PlaPla, Flinn, and CaptainHax. For Elemental Violence, we do have Shrike, Ethug, HeadHunter, Sylosin, Ace, and Zethzio.
So introduce our audience on Twitch and just watching on the streams, and obviously our audience of 2 people at the moment. Hooray. Oh, sorry, 3 people. Is there some people at the front? I can't see them. Yeah, sorry, 3 people. It is really early, so everyone's still recovering. 4 people, yes. 5 people. We've nearly doubled.
Guy walking in the background.
Who are we gonna be looking out for, Arx?
I mean, this map, for example, snipers can be used to mid. A few teams do it. I've seen American teams do it quite often, and in which case we could be looking at Flippy, obviously a bit of a superstar sniper.
Yeah, Flippy's there.
PlaPla again, the scouts can play quite a good role, obviously with the flanks in the mid-fight doorways. But I don't know, I think it's going to be a lot about who can take that height advantage with the soldiers on that mid-fight, really, and make it count. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to seeing Flippy, actually. He's Don was talking about him just yesterday, how he destroyed the Finland Highlander team when they were sniping. I think it was on Upward or something. Like Flippy had like 150 frags or something. It's something ridiculous.
Yeah, he is an unbelievably good sniper. One of top 5 Europe easily.
Would you say, or we'll come back to that later as we see Flippy probably just warming up at the moment with a kill. But would you say Flippy was above your level, Arx, of sniping?
Currently, yes. Currently, yes. I'm quite modest when it comes to that.
In the past.
Well, no one was above my level in the past. Bit of ego there. No, I'm joking. I think he's definitely up there with the current top snipers of Europe. I mean, maybe only Tweak is better.
Yeah, so the teams are just about to go ready. So I just saw them ready up. I'm just waiting for them to really get going. But we are live, so this is VanillaTV with Elemental Violence versus Punchline. i46, first round of 16, so this is the upper bracket. Snakewater with Arx running you to middle.
Okay, well, the demo men have made it inside the point now. Scouts just peeking up top. Soldier of Sylosin does look like he wanted to take an advanced position, but he was waiting for the other soldier to jump up there. Flippy meat-shotting him with a CaptainHax rocket, also taking him down. And Elemental Violence, 3 players alive. Soldier's up top getting a lot of damage on the medic. He is looking for him. the soldier of Tech 36 there jumped up and dealt with him, and it looks like only Zethzio is going to be trying. Well, he's not going to make an escape from that position. And Punchline taking a commanding mid, leaving a scout there, and they're going to be pushing forward to this 4th point very quickly.
Yeah, and it looks like Elemental Violence already setting up for the defense with HeadHunter running Sniper. What a start for Punchline. That will just give him great confidence really early on in the day here. This is exactly the start you want. HeadHunter getting a body shot onto the demo. PlaPla coming around the corner and destroying him. Let's just see where we are. So K3 is ready to go with his Uber onto Flinn. They're ready to go. They've already got that train Arx, and where they're going to come through. It looks like they're going to come through the bottom route as we follow Flinn into the point, looking to carry on this momentum. So here we go. Stickies there have been called, so Uber's forced really early. Demo takes a couple of stickies. Heavy there as well. He's taking a lot of stickies. Really need to get that Heavy down. Heavy does go down. CaptainHax also going down as well, and Medic does get taken down with his Demo. So Flippy and K3, the only ones surviving that push there. Complete opposite what we saw in mid. So Elemental Violence looking like they're going to push out and retake train Arx.
Yeah, it was just a great defense. I mean, that Heavy and Demo Man combo, they just needed so much damage to try and eliminate them that they wasted their entire Uber trying to do so, and it just didn't work out for them. And now Elemental Violence do have their Uber charge. Punchline sitting back on their mid. I think probably their objective here is they just want to get the Uber out of them as they push. But if Elemental Violence take any longer, then Punchline are going to have their Uber again. And so I'm a bit concerned for them because it's now only a 20% difference, 15% difference, and they're coming in. I think Punchline are going to get their Uber and come straight back in. Uber's been popped as well, bit unnecessary I feel, and they're not really going to get anything done with this. Punchline now going to be coming back in with their Uber. They have lost a scout and a sniper. Flippy running sniper there, but the rest of the combo is coming in. Soldiers jumped over, pressuring over onto the scout. Another soldier's getting bounced up around, and he's going to get taken care of. He's going to get taken care of, maybe. Oh, other soldier has come in of Sylosin to try and back him up, but again, 2 soldiers there. Punchline making hard work of this. Medic goes down, and Elemental Violence somehow coming out on top. Only PlaPla are alive. I'm not sure how Punchline messed that push-up, but, well, great play from Elemental Violence there.
Punchline did the right thing. They fell back to hold on to Ruben to play, but hold that fort. PlaPla's just coming onto the Medic. Surely he's going to take him down. He takes a massive shot, and he manages to get away. That could have been vital to saving this first round here, but what I was going to say is that Punchline did the right thing. They fell out and delayed their Uber, but I think what happened, the Demo Man and both soldiers jumped away from the Medic once the Uber was triggered, and it just meant they were always constantly trying to catch up. They all separated, overextended, and it just allowed Elemental Violence to stay regrouping, and they're going to come in with their Uber. Of course, Punchline don't even have it anywhere near it, and they're losing players all over the shop. 3 players only up for the moment. Time on point. Scout does the majority of it, and Soldier comes in. So there we have it. 1-0 the score. The first round going in favour of Elemental, and what a game so far. 4-minute round, Arx.
Yeah, complete underdogs here coming up against the massive Punchline, and, well, 1-0 down. That's going to rattle them for sure. We'll have to see how Punchline can respond on this round 2 mid-fight. So, as they are making their way over into the middle again, Demomen exchanging stickies, just waiting for the soldiers to jump up, which is, well, last time Punchline soldiers took the initiative to jump first, and Elemental Violence waited for that. Zethzio goes down, and so that's the Demoman.
Air shot!
Yeah, nice air shot from CaptainHax there, manages to create a Sylosin, and HeadHunter also gets taken down. It looks like Punchline are going to take this middle. Elemental Violence doing the smart thing and falling back with their Medic. They've got a soldier with a Mana Scout, so maybe they might use their Uber to block this second point of theirs, but it might be worth them just falling back and regrouping with the whole team.
Yeah, they've gone all the way back to last Arx, so they did keep their Medic alive, so they do have that Uber. Punchline obviously ticking out that train really quickly. Let's just follow the Demo Man of Zethzio even. Just see where he's doing his stickies again, opting for that lower left door. As Punchline looking like they want to come in straight away. They will know that the team do have their Uber. They haven't forced it. There we go. So it is triggered. Running heavy again. So they're opting not to deal with the heavy. Counter Uber comes in. As Flinn tries to escape, takes a rocket to the head as he tries to jump away. And Elemental going to hold on to this. And Punchline again looking like they're going to lose a few players here. We see Strike still trying to push out on the far right hand side. But the respawns will be coming in very quickly here for Punchline. As long as they can just keep Elemental Violence in, they're going to have another go Arx. And it's going to try, what, 3rd time lucky, maybe so.
The thing is, they've got the Medic, so they're going to have a good 30% Uber advantage for when he respawns. He's just respawning now, and it's 35% already, and he's not yet healing. 40%. So Punchline have got a considerable advantage when they go to push in. Now, okay, now 40% is a big enough advantage that they can kind of take their time.
Oh, HeadHunter is running Spy, Arx. HeadHunter is running Spy. I've just clocked onto him.
Well, that's just because he realizes that they need to do something. Oh, yeah, he walked straight at them and got taken down.
I was caught on camera, I'm afraid. They realised the advantage. But they're going to have to defend now. Still obviously opting to run that heavy, so they're running no scouts at the moment, so we will not see them push out quickly if they do manage to deal with anyone. So let's see where Flinn and his medic come in. They come in on the left-hand side this time. Ube is triggered. They've got to focus out that heavy this time, which they are. So Flinn going after that heavy. Heavy must be so weak as he tries to fall back into the corner. Pipe takes down the medic, heavy, and Demo as well. And there we go. So Flinn doing the job. Scout comes in to try and block as well, but against Free, it's going to be no hope. So 1-1 the score with just around 8 minutes gone, Arx. Great game so far, and exactly what we wanted to see.
Exactly. Both of these teams looking dead even at the moment. Punchline responding beautifully going into that second round. And so now on round 3, let's see how they can respond. I mean, are Elemental Violence going to take this round? We'll see. It could be a very back and forth game, but okay, let's focus on this mid fight now. 2 scouts for Elemental Violence focusing on that right-hand side. Punchline scouts countering them dead on. Soldier has jumped up of CaptainHax over onto the point. He had to fall back, actually, and Ace being the first frag of the middle. That's the medic taken down by a rocket from Tech 36. So is this going to prompt Elemental Violence to just push all aggressive? They've got the numbers over Punchline here. There's only a soldier, a demo man who needs to reload his stickies, and a medic, and they're pushing up with so much aggression, but they need this fight to be over quickly, or that medic will, well, obviously heal those players up, and I don't think they've done enough. I don't think they have.
No, they haven't, mate. They did the right thing. They went all out aggressive. Obviously, HeadHunter just sitting up top. He's been called. CaptainHax shuts him down. So they did the right thing, went aggressive, but Punchline doing the right thing, happy to fall back, keep a hold of that medic alive. And you're right, Ace was the first loss for Elemental Violence there on that midpoint, courtesy of Tech's rocket, in fact.
I'm just surprised it lasted so long, with Ace being, as you said, the first frag in that round. They would have had no healing, yet they survived probably for another 40 seconds, still in contention for middle. So I'm not sure what's going on with the Punchline deathmatch there, but surely they should have done a better job than that.
Well, maybe it's showing them a little bit more respect than they should right now. Uber has been popped. It was actually popped a little bit earlier than they wanted to. Flinn going all the way around. Was that sniper I saw again? So HeadHunter running sniper. Counter Uber comes in. Flinn very, very overextended. He's going to get taken down. Punchline are going to have to fall out, Arx, because Elemental are going to walk onto this point with that Uber.
The thing is,
but they're still coming behind
them. All of them pushed through towards last. They left 1 scout there, but Elemental Violence had that Uber. However, at the moment, they've just been absolutely overwhelmed as the Uber wore off, and they've kept the point. 2 scouts are going to be heading towards last. There's going to be 2 players who are going to get the spawn, making it into a 3v4 situation, but well, 2 scouts on a soldier gets 2 scouts. Some of the time is over on the point. Soldier's jumped over. He gets annihilated. So his 2 scouts have to do all the work for Elemental Violence here, but they're against a scout medic, and that soldier has also spawned, jumping over. They might actually hold this here. Great job from the scout of Ace there, taking down the last Punchline scout, and great clutch defense from the 3 players on that last.
Yeah, HeadHunter doing a great job against Flippy there, and also he's the other scout as well of EFUG doing a great job. So Punchline will have another go at this, Arx. Elemental looking like they want to come out. One of the soldiers goes flying. CaptainHax misses the air shot, but that soldier needs to be taken care of. He's still jumping around. He's not taken care of, and HeadHunter comes in and finishes off CaptainHax, and they're ticking on to that point now. Watch out for the back cap. Is there going to be a back cap, or just, that looks like they want it to happen. Flinn's coming in, there's a back cap going on, so there we go. 2 scouts went on the back cap. Great play by Flippy and PlaPla. We did call it straight away. Quite a common tactic used in Raw, which PlaPla will know about, Arx.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they just had good vision. They realised that the rest of their respawners could come in and deal with the players who were capping that 4th out.
Ace running crits, by the way, so they're opting for something different at mid.
Nice, nice. Well, going around behind, yep, something different on mid, so let's see how that comes into play. Are they going to play more defensively because they need to get that crit off? No, the 2 soldiers jumping up very aggressive, but I think the demo man's being a bit cautious with his stickies. Gets taken down, actually, so they're not going to have no demo crit stickies, but at this rate, they're not going to need it. 3v3 there. We've got Sylosin. Oh, only EFUG remaining fighting a soldier, and CaptainHax coming out on top. Only guy surviving on middle. You know, this could still be in contention because of how long it's going to take him to cap out that mid.
Who was the first place down? It was the soldiers, wasn't it? For
well, we are for Punchline. We are going to have scout,
there we go,
medic, demo man, and soldier.
They're about even. Scout. The spawns were at the same time, though.
Yeah, they might even be able to get in, but I think.
And then we're going to have another mid battle.
It very well could be. They might go for it, or they might just set back up on their second. We'll have to see. The scout hasn't run ahead. Nah, it looks like they're probably just going to peek, have a look, see who's there, and then fall out and just defend from their second point.
Yeah, so Ace still running that crits for Elemental. Quite happy to do that. They are building very fast, so 75%. Uber's only at 60% for K3, but also they're building so fast. You will notice about their teams, the top level teams, they do build so fast. Let's just see, and it looks like Elemental have used it. Crits come in, Flinn is the first loss, so that's a demo man. CaptainHax gets taken down as well, but will they manage to find that medic? K3 would have fallen back straight away after it's been called, and they can't get through that choke point at the moment. Punchline only lost a couple of players, but that's fine because they will get the respawns probably before they get the point arcs, and Punchline will come back in with that Uber, which they have. They're coming back in. E-Thug looking like it's going to come down behind onto the demo man. We leave that battle for the moment. Flippy gets taken down as well, but Punchline still contesting the mid area arcs.
Yeah, Ace escaping there. Scout did try to chase him with a little Uber kiss, as I'd like to put it, trying to take down that medic, but Elemental Ace is going to have their crits very, very shortly. And I mean, I don't know, a lot of the Punchline players are grouped up. Crits will be coming in soon. They do have their demo man. They have popped it now. Medic's in a tricky position, hidden behind the house. Zethzio takes over CaptainHax, who jumped over to try and deal with the medic. Try and get him down while the crits was there. And
oh,
it looks
something
like
interesting. Something interesting. Sorry to interrupt. PlaPla and Flippy have got behind. PlaPla and Flippy have got behind. I'm pretty sure they went behind. No, sorry. It was only PlaPla that went behind, and he went back to mid to block it. I thought he went behind with Flippy, but never mind. Punchline back on their train. So that could have been interesting. Another backcap situation.
Yes, indeed it could have been. But, well, they came in and did manage to take down HeadHunter. That's one player who's not going to be on this next fight. And in come Punchline again with aggression. They do have an Uber advantage. They haven't yet built it. They've still got another 10% remaining, but I think they're going to get this just because they've intimidated them out of the point. And, I mean, they've changed. Elemental Violence have changed back to their regular Uber charge now, so they're not going to have a crits push coming in.
Yeah, it's good to see teams use crits on TF2. I like it. I reckon we should make a rule of it. I've always said that. I don't know how we enforce it. Almost like they're doing Formula 1. Every team must use all compounds of tyres. They must use all different types of Uber. I don't know how we'd enforce it, but Valve, if you're listening, do it. Anyway, Punchline now approaching the train area of Elemental's point, and they're going to use their Uber to hold on to it. Soldier goes straight after the medic to get their Uber out as well. Let's just see if the soldiers can escape, which they are through that lower area. No losses really so far. It's only Tech and CaptainHax, so actually that's both soldiers down for Punchline. This could prompt the push fall back from Punchline. It has. They lost all of their real big damage dealers, Demo and both soldiers arcs, and Scout, so it's only Flippy and K3 up.
Yeah, it was just a Scout and medic falling back over to mid, and they kind of left the other players in there for dead. PlaPla stayed alive for ages trying to focus down the medic. I don't think he even got a single shot on the medic, but simply because there were so many players in the way of them. And so Elemental Violence are going to be taking this mid and making a push. They have a slight Uber advantage. I don't know if it's enough to really play into their hands by too much, but they have the position advantage, and, well, they need a round on the board with 16 minutes remaining.
Yep, so 16 minutes remaining. 2-1 the score in favour of Punchline. Still all to play for here. If you have just joined us, this is VanillaTV with Arx and Beta live from i46 all weekend. This is the round of 16 knockout stages. Air shot from Zethzio even going on to Tech there. We just missed that on the camera, but I saw it. Elemental falling back Arx. I thought they did a good job of taking down some of the damage dealers. It was only the demo that really went down. Inviting them onto them as well. So CaptainHax coming in. Elemental falling back really quickly here. They do have a slight advantage. But Punchline are coming in, Arx. They're going to come in. Let's just see where the demo man's going to go. Medic of K3 healing all the way from the back. Time on point. They're going to try and tick that over as fast as they can to get the forward spawns. And Elemental giving it to them.
Yeah, they are. Again, it's intimidation when Punchline come in. They look very, very scary, just pushing towards you, full-on aggression, and it's enough to make you think, hang on a minute, maybe we should just back out and fight them when we've got an Uber charge. And I think Elemental Violence, they just don't like fighting non-Uber versus non-Uber. They prefer to have an Uber in the place somewhere, even if it means that Punchline also have theirs. Soldier actually jumped around, and he's managed to take down Sylosin, but, well, it's an equal trade for them. I guess that kind of favors the attacking team, though, because they're the ones who have to push through a choke point. So less spam damage coming in as they're making their way through there. But there is a little battle over at the corridor. No one's really committing to it, though. I think they're both waiting for their soldier.
Yeah, both been delayed. We're going to see Punchline come forward now. Let's try and flick back to the demo. Here he is. So let's just follow Flinn. Opting's come. They're almost faking the right-hand side. Now coming back towards the left-hand side. A little bit of a stalemate. First time we've seen it this so far in this game. We do have plenty of time left, 14.5 minutes remaining, but neither team will want to suffer a defeat. So what happens in this stage of the tournament, if you are beaten twice, you are going home. So neither team wanting to go into the lower bracket just yet. It would be quite a disappointment, and of course it increases the amount of games you have for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and people want a nice break for lunch. Hold that thought 1 second, because Strike did jump over, managed to take down Flinn there. And that's a big kill on the demo man for Punchline. It might hinder their push a little bit, but we'll have to see how good a job the scouts can do. Other demo of Zethzio gets taken down. Punchline wiping them here. Only that one death of their demo man, and HeadHunter is the only one alive. They need someone back.
He's on one health as well, Arx. He's on 1 health, and he is taken down by PlaPla. So that's a wipe. It's 6 players down, and they're going to tick on to this point very, very quickly. So there we go. 3-1 the score, 13.5 minutes remaining. It's all in Elemental's court now. They do need to pull out the bag and sort something out in middle, because they have lost it 4 rounds in a row on this first mid fight.
Let's see, I was just checking to see if Elemental Violence were going to change to Crits Krieg or anything, and note they're sticking with the regular Uber, not fancying their charges with the crit. So we'll have to see how they can respond. They need some rounds on the board, some more rounds, just to, well, make Punchline feel a bit more nervous, less comfortable. So going on to the mid fight now, we do have soldiers not really playing too aggressive. CaptainHax has jumped up. Actually, I say that, and Tech36 jumps over on a suicide mission, gets immediately annihilated, and now, well, Elemental Violence with the positioning on the point. They're going to secure this, but Scout of PlaPla comes over, takes down Ace on the midpoint. So with no medic, our Punchline going to come back in. We'll see. Soldier was thinking about it, but they've opted to fall back. They've got their Uber. They're going to wait for the respawns, and then, well, it's going to be painful for Elemental Violence.
Yeah, this is fine though. This is probably what Punchline wanted, because they do have that Uber. They will get the respawns, and they will be able to hold on to this train area relatively easy. And this is just time in favour of them now. So as we see approaching the later parts of this game, this is when really the sort of like nerves start to kick in, really start, you know, thinking we're quite close. The score's what, 3-1, we can do it. But here they are going to come in with that Uber. CaptainHax, the first one in for Punchline, just looking around to see where it is. Of course, Elemental do not have that Uber, so they're going to fall back. Uber was triggered by a demo man behind, in fact. That couldn't have been called.
Watch out for the backup though. HeadHunter and a soldier did go off behind of Strike. PlaPla's dealt with him, and PlaPla's now going back to fight against HeadHunter. Soldier's also going to join the fight, so yeah, he gets eliminated quite quickly, but it was good vision from them. They realized if we can get over there, it will send their players back and we'll win mid comfortably. CaptainHax jumps over, takes down Ace as he gets taken down. So Punchline with the medic advantage. They've got a soldier and demo man with their medic. They're going to be pushing forward into this mid and retake this, well, in this back and forth action from these two teams.
Yeah, again, great play by Punchline. CaptainHax coming in and taking down the medic again. Ace has two losses there, 2 quick successions. Don't usually see the medic going down that much, really. But 3-1 the score now. Punchline do have that mid area. 11.5 minutes remaining. They still got a chance, but they are running out of time. We do see 1.5 minute rounds on this map. So maybe they can do it, maybe they can't. Let's just see what their setup is. Not opting to do anything extraordinary. See if the medic is running anything out ordinary. So he's still running that normal Uber, building it quite quick. I'm surprised we haven't seen Punchline come in here, and they are, in fact, so they have come in. They're going to let their scouts cap out the point as the soldier, Flinn and Demoman go forward. Sylosin goes down, so he's the first loss. That one was one of the soldiers, and they pushed them all the way back to last. CaptainHax overextending. He goes down for Punchline, but Punchline will be happy to lock them in. And Ace has used his Uber, so something was forced there. That means they are going to have to come forward. Tech gets taken down, so that's the other soldier down for Punchline, but they've held on to that train area arc, so they've sort of locked them in again.
Yeah, I thought that was nearly going to be a mistake from Punchline pushing without their 2 scouts, because they would have been fighting a 4v6 battle. But it kind of worked out, and they've got the Uber advantage now, so Elemental Ace forced to jump over with one of their soldiers aggressively. And just have a look, PlaPla was going over for the back cap to see if he could get in through the lower entrance. And now Punchline, they look like they want to come in with this soldier, but there's just the soldier. Medic goes flying, nearly gets in with a rocket on the wall. But he gets taken down, and now we've got the medic running for his life here. Can K3 get out? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. He gets taken down, and Punchline, well, 3 players just spawned. They have got the forward spawns, but I mean, with the 2 scouts on this mid, I think they're going to retake this mid fight, and that's exactly what they need to get back into this game.
Flinn's coming in with the scouts. They're going to come in and block it. So they knew the medic was there, but probably would have fell back straight away. 2 scouts of Elemental still up at the moment. So HeadHunter and eFug go down. So they're both down. Flinn's going to go back and rejoin the combo. And it's almost like both teams fell out. So no one's really got any control of that mid area. But Elemental, the ones that have fallen back the furthest, a scout of Punchline comes in, dancing around the medic. It was PlaPla, and it's allowed the rest of the team to move forward. Uber has been forced out. K3 does not have his Uber yet, so Shrike going to try and get around behind, but they're not going to push forward, Arx. They're just going to sit. 9 minutes remaining. They need to start doing a little bit extra now, just to make sure they can make this score a little bit more respectable, or of course, get the win.
Yeah, this is it, and this is why they're making this sort of half push now. Ace has got taken down, so that's going to put them in a bit of a tricky situation coming onto their second point. But it's because of the time. They have to play against the clock, and so that's why they've had to take this risk. They needed another round on the board, so they went in without their Uber in an uncomfortable situation. I think this could be very, very costly for them, but
yeah,
they kind of needed to do it. They kind of needed to try something.
Yeah, 5 players down for Elemental. They've only just got all the respawns. Uber is ready to go for... And as they come in, let's Flippy, Flinn, the demo man, sorry. Flippy just went down there as well. But Uber has been popped. They're going to try and lock Elemental all the way in there. Soldier gets taken down as well. Scout on the point, ticking it over quite quickly. Soldier comes in to block as well. Medic comes in to block as well. So there we have it. Punchline making the score 4-1. 8 minutes remaining and looking really good for the next round, Arx.
Yeah, Ace actually got 2 Uber swords, 1 more, and he would have had his Uber charge to defend that. He did kill the Soldier with 2 of them, and he went for the 3rd, but it wasn't going to happen to them. So, again, 8 minutes remaining. They can still come back in this, but they really need to step up this aggression. And just having a look at that Uber percentage, that looks like it's on Kritzkrieg for Ace, and it is. They will be pushing with aggression, and that's what they need to do. And we'll see at the moment, they're looking in the better position. Their players have more health, but Strike's getting low, and Sylosin gets immediately annihilated. They still do have their players if they can just keep each other together now. Oh, Scout's gone down. Great work there from PlaPla. Going crazy, taking down Ace as well. And, well, amazing work by the Frenchies.
Yeah. Yet again, Punchline's deathmatching skills of PlaPla, Flippy, and CaptainHax. A really good, solid team effort so far, actually. I can't say one Punchline player stood out, but they seem to be working well as a unit, which is exactly what you want to see. And almost like Epsilon-esque. So what I mean by that is that their soldiers are jumping forward, which is allowing the rest of the team. So what happens is that the soldiers will jump up high. Everyone looks at the soldiers like you do, and then the rest of the team moves forward. And Epsilon are excellent at doing that, especially on this type of map, and they're doing it exactly the same almost.
Yeah, I think that most of the time that kind of strategy works because of ammo management. Your demo man goes in initially and he fires all of his 8 stickies, and then at that point he's vulnerable. So they hang on, we'll go back to that in a minute. As the Uber has come in, CaptainHax gets sniped by HeadHunter on entry, and so we do have the demo man of Flinn trying to put pressure down. Does manage to take down the heavy, which is what they needed to do. And now Soldier's also jumped in, takes down the medic. 2 players alive, only HeadHunter is alive, and he's battling the world down in that lower ramp. And Punchline 5-1, they've got this game.
Yeah, 5-1, 6.5 minutes remaining. It's not... Is it all technically all lost now? We could probably see a draw, you know?
What, you mean mathematically possible?
Yeah, but they'd have to win this mid now. Like a total wipe, and then a roll on to last.
If they come back on a draw, I'm donating £100 to this charity raffle. Because I just can't see it happening. Even if this was Epsilon, who are sort of four rounds behind on this, they can't really come back, but they can still make the score a bit more credible and give them some confidence, end on a high, ready to go into their next game. So at the moment, well, this mid fight is going their way. The 2 scouts, we do have, is that PlaPla running away? I can't see the name of it, but they are coming back in with a soldier and scout. Oh, wow, it's Flippy actually. Flippy takes down HeadHunter, and how are they winning this? Medic's also taken down. Just 1 scout and a soldier destroyed that entire combo. Just, well, great work by them there.
Yeah, it was great work. I'm shaking my head in, like, disapproval, but it was actually great work. I don't know how they managed to come back in and retake that. That should have been an elemental point there. That must be pretty demotivating, but never mind. I mean, that's TF2 for you. So 5 minutes remaining. Punchline looking to cap out this game just before the time is over. And I have seen a few of the players stand up almost, so maybe a little bit of a spoiler there for you. But Punchline now just coming into that train area. CaptainHax firing one of the soldiers up high, misses the second shot, but they will have that uber advantage. K3 now at 75%, takes the loss, so that's one of the soldiers. Strike also going down as well, so that's just a fair trade of soldiers there. But Punchline, this is Punchline's time. As we see, actually, it looked like Elemental were going to try and come in. Sylosin, the other soldier, gets taken down as well. So CaptainHax coming in behind. The medic goes down. Ace has gone down. Will he go for the airshot? Misses the airshot, but Dema gets rocked up by PlaPla in the end. So almost a slight wipe there. A very quick wipe. CaptainHax still on the aggression, going straight after the point, flying in. Soldier comes into block, looking to make it 6-1 the score and finishing this game. Uber has been popped as well. So Elemental here in big trouble. Let's just see if they do get the respawns and manage to do some damage, and they are. So HeadHunter comes in, takes down K3 and CaptainHax, but here comes Tech. Tech finishing off the rest of the team and gets the medic as well. Demoman and Tech finishing off this game. So 6-1 the score. There we have it. Punchline going through to the next round of the i46 upper bracket tournament. And Elemental, they do have a second chance. They are not out of the tournament yet, but they will be knocked down into the lower bracket, who we are yet to know who they're playing. But let's just see if we can get some of the Punchline players up here to speak to us.
To be honest, though, I was impressed by Elemental Violence. They have impressed me in this tournament. I think that they're punching above their weight, and the scoreline, I guess